So, PlayStation Plus has had some pretty exciting news. It's getting something completely new, an added benefit which is for PlayStation 5 users, and it's something called the PlayStation Plus Collection. Now, the details of exactly how it's going to work hasn't fully been given, but pretty much on the launch of PlayStation 5, there is going to be a selection of free games which is going to be available as a PlayStation Plus Collection, rather than just like 2 games in the month. And yeah, there's quite a few in there. Now, the thing that makes it really, really curious is the fact that half of them have already been on PlayStation Plus already, and the other half kind of haven't. So how it's going to work exactly for PlayStation Plus users normally, not too sure. Personally, my thoughts, and something that's kind of going on in the community at the moment, is that over the coming months, the games that currently haven't been on PlayStation Plus are going to be on PlayStation Plus, and they'll be in the collection on PS5. So, for instance, a game that's not been on there, Days Gone, which is why it's in the thumbnail. Now, Days Gone is going to be available for free with PlayStation Plus on PS5, but so far, it hasn't been on PS4. Now, the rumour is, over the next few months, these games that haven't been on PlayStation Plus before are going to be added into the lineup. Whether or not it's going to be kind of 2 of them, so Days Gone and let's say Resident Evil Biohazard, which is another one that's in the collection, might be the lineup for, say, next month, and then the month after something else. But the one thing that is pretty exciting, if you watched the video on Tuesday, the rumour for next month's PlayStation Plus game is The Last Guardian. Now, The Last Guardian is also in the PlayStation Plus collection, so the fact that it's been rumoured to come on next month, and the fact that it's also been confirmed that it's going to be a title for PlayStation 5 on PlayStation Plus is really cool, because when the rumours come in, it just makes everything really, really exciting. But the PlayStation Plus collection, there's a ton of games in there. I'm going to kind of go over them in just a second. The first of which is God of War. Now, God of War has already been on PlayStation Plus. I kind of enjoyed the way that it played, but it's not something that I'd usually play. Graphics of it look decent. Gameplay of it looked okay. It's just, for me personally, not the style of game that I would normally jump into. The second is The Last of Us Remastered. Now, I love zombie games. The Last of Us, I played it on PS3, and it was decent. At the time, though, it was when I was into my campaign games. When it came on PlayStation Plus, it was one of them. I started playing it, but again, campaign games these days just don't hold my attention that much. I'm more of a person that loves to jump into multiplayer just to mess around with my friends, compete and all that sort of stuff, rather than just progressing through a storyline. Either way, though, pretty decent one to go on there. Next up, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Now, this was a PlayStation Plus game not too long ago. The campaign style of it, again, looked okay, but not something that I jumped into. The multiplayer side of it was pretty fun, though, even though I was awful at it because I'd never, ever played it before, so trying to learn it as well as recording just did not go down well. But either way, not a bad game. Battlefield 1, an awesome multiplayer title that when it came out, I played it and I really enjoyed it, but the one thing that I will always say about Battlefield games, Battlefield 4 for me was the best one. I enjoyed Battlefield 3 as well. I think it's just the modern time stuff, the modern weapons, just from playing like Call of Duty. Going back and playing with the sights that are on some of them guns I found awful, but either way, I really, really loved the game. This going on there, the multiplayer side of it is going to be awesome. Monster Hunter World, a game that I've played a little bit of, but not too much, simply because it's a decent multiplayer title, but none of my friends play it. This is another game that's been rumoured a couple of times on PlayStation Plus, but nothing's ever come of it. The fact that it's going on now is good news for everybody. Fallout 4, another one that has been rumoured quite a few times. You look through my videos and you'll see the Pip-Boy dude there on a few of them, because over the last year or so, it's been rumoured about 2 or 3 times. And again, now it's actually going on PlayStation Plus, but rather than going on as a monthly game, which to be fair, it still might do over the next couple of months, it's going in the PlayStation Plus collection. Final Fantasy 15. Now, Final Fantasy games, whenever I look at the trailers, I always think they look really, really cool. And then I play them and I never enjoy them. I don't know why, I think it's just, every time I've played them in the past, they've either been like turn-based on the older ones, or it's just they've not looked as good as they did in the trailer, and I've just never really enjoyed them. This one going on, I'm sure tons of people will be happy with it though. The Last Guardian. Now again, this is a game that everyone was absolutely hyped for when it was fully teased and stuff. The fact that it's going on PlayStation Plus on the collection is awesome news, and the fact that it's also teased or being rumoured for next month is also a bonus, because it means if you've got a PS4, the games that are in the PlayStation Plus collection aren't just going to be dedicated for PS5. It means chances are you guys are going to be able to get it as well. Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank, what can I say about Ratchet and Clank? It's a platformer I played on PS3 because it was a free PlayStation Plus game on PS3. It was alright. With platformers, again, I tend to stick to Nintendo, which is, yeah, on this channel people are always hating anything to do with other consoles, but platformers, I love Mario, I like Sonic, and anything else I don't really play that much. Like, I'll give stuff a go, but I tend to not stick to it. Where, like, when the Mario All-Stars comes out on Friday this week, it's probably something that I'm going to play all weekend. And then trying to jump onto the COD Alpha as well. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Infamous Second Son, another game that was on PlayStation Plus. Awesome game, awesome title. You could explore in it, it had the open world aspect, but it was also very campaigny as well. The only thing that I didn't like about this was everything looked amazing, but you couldn't get in cars. But I liked the superpower side of things. I think it would have been better if you could get in vehicles and stuff. And the only reason I even got this game, because obviously when PS4 came out, everyone were interested in the next gen graphics. I saw this one, it looked awesome, picked it up, loved it. Days Gone, it's an okay game. It's the only thing that I can really say about it. It's just very repetitive. This is one that I bought on day one. I think I played it for a couple of hours and then got bored. Literally, it was just kind of the same thing over and over and over again. Whether or not anything's changed in it since release, no idea. But either way, not a bad game, and the fact that it's not been on PlayStation Plus before either is decent news, because it means it could be coming in the next couple of months. Bloodborne, another previous PlayStation Plus title. I'll be honest, apart from like the 10 minutes that I played to get a video up on the channel when it came out, I've not really touched it since. Again, it's just not the style of game that I'd usually go for, so not something that I really enjoyed. I know a lot of people love these style of games, and I wish I could get into them, it's just I never really have. Detroit Become Human. This one was pretty interesting. When I actually saw this revealed, like the trailer for it, I was curious what kind of game it was. And then when it came on PlayStation Plus and I played like the first mission of it, it was very story orientated rather than being like an open world kind of thing. Like, I weren't paying much attention when it was kind of coming out, so I weren't 100% sure the kind of game it was. But playing it was pretty fun, pretty cool. It kind of held my attention for a little bit, but again, the campaign style stuff just usually doesn't hold my attention that much. Batman Arkham Knight. I like Batman games. The Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, I've played some of them, I've played them a little bit, but not really that much. The new Arkham game looks absolutely amazing, can't wait for that one. I'm curious to see what you guys think of Arkham Knight though. Me personally, I played a little bit of it, but again, it just didn't hold my attention that much. I think it's just my style of games, I just prefer the multiplayer side of stuff. But yeah. Mortal Kombat X. When it comes to beat 'em ups, Street Fighter, I play sometimes. Mortal Kombat, I love. I always play as either Scorpion or Sub-Zero, just because I got so used to them growing up that when you get onto the like next gen stuff where there's loads of new characters, I just tend to stick with who I know, and they're the awesome ones. Reptile as well. Decent game. Persona 5, not something that I've ever really played, not something that I've ever taken much note of. I know people that play it that have enjoyed it though, and you can kind of see from the clip in the trailer, it looks okay. And again, I'd be interested to see whether this is something that you guys would be happy going on there, or whether you wish you'd have got something else. Until Dawn. Now, when I think Until Dawn, I think the PlayStation Plus game, where you're on the roller coaster, and yeah, pretty cool. But Until Dawn, the actual game, another story-based game. It was a horror title, which I thought was okay. I'm not usually into horror games because I'm a douchebag when it comes to it, but it was alright. I mean, I played about half the game before I got bored, which for me, on a story game, is quite a lot. I know loads of people that have played it and loved it, and to be fair, whenever I get bored and I'm kind of looking for something to go back to, these are the kind of games that I do go back to for a little bit. And the final one, Resident Evil Biohazard. Now, I played this game in VR and it shit me up majorly. There's literally a candle that you can buy that makes your house smell like rotten corpses for when you're playing the game to make it more immersive. Would I recommend it? Probably not. I don't think that smell would go away very quickly. But yeah, the game itself is quite cool. If you play it with a headset on, it's amazing just because of the footsteps, and when you're moving around and you hear everything behind you, I don't know. For me personally, I just felt like running out the room and crying or turning all the lights on. Not something that I'd ever play at night time, but not a bad game. Now, those are the games that have kind of been mentioned that are coming to the collection, but it has also been stated that more games are going to be incoming. Whether or not it's going to be new titles, whether or not it's just every month that a PlayStation Plus game goes on PS4, it'll also be added to the collection. Not too sure. As soon as any more information is given, you guys will be the first to know. So with anything to do with PlayStation Plus for PS5, if you guys want to keep up to date with it, make sure you're following the channel, make sure you got the notifications on. And that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, a like would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.